Everything out of me. They gonna get a Super Bowl out of me. Believe that. Believe that. I'm a Raven. It's on. All year. Every year.
Hey guys, welcome in again to another video. This is going to be sort of a quicker video just to touch on something that sort of has been in the media in the past few weeks, months, and basically ever since we signed Odell Beckham Jr. to the Ravens. You know, the question of his health, his injuries, his longevity, and what sort of impact he's going to have when he's back on the field. You know, these questions have sort of been floating around, and not just in the main media, it's also been with other Ravens fans and everyone else. So I just wanted to kind of quickly give my thoughts on sort of not a different perspective, but definitely a narrative or a perspective that I haven't heard as often as I think maybe we should be hearing. I think it's certainly something that could carry some weight and might even be a little bit closer to the truth of the situation as far as what we see from Odell Beckham Jr. this year. So, you know, he has the ACL tear in the Super Bowl 2021, takes off the full year of 2022, has a chance to kind of come back and play. I know there was some talks with Dallas and whatnot, but anyway, so he sits out the whole year. Ravens sign him, and without getting into too much of the Ravens had to overpay him because wide receivers don't want to come to Baltimore because their numbers are going to be lower and therefore they can't get a larger deal next time, whatever. So the Ravens, quote-unquote, overpay for Odell. And while everybody before they paid for Odell was like, oh, they should go get Odell, and then once they saw the price tag, everyone was like, oh man, I don't know about this deal now because of his health. So yes, having two ACL injuries is a little bit of a question mark, but after looking at some of the reports about how the surgeons and how the doctors that he worked with, the damage to his ACL and to his knee overall seems as though to them, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but from what I remember, they were basically saying the damage is not as significant as they would have expected. It almost seemed as though he didn't even have two ACL injuries, only one. Now, still having an ACL injury when he's 30 years old, yeah, that is a little bit, again, of a question mark, a little bit of a concern. But while everyone is focusing on his limitations, my main focus has been on, because of his age and because of the injury and the time it takes to recover from that, because he didn't rush back from it and he took a full year off mentally and physically from football. Not to say he's not in great shape, but exactly that. He is in great shape. He hasn't been taking a full year of hits on a slightly injured or a recovering ACL. He's not playing for some team where he's getting 80 catches in a season, 70 catches in a season, getting tackled, getting hit, blocking, so running routes even. So everyone is putting their emphasis on, is he going to be able to come back because of the ACL injury? I'm focusing on the fact that he hasn't played football. He hasn't gotten hit. His legs are 1 year younger than everybody that played last season. So even though, yes, he's 30, 31, take a year off of that from a physical standpoint, right? Because that's a year of wear and tear that is not actually on his body. He's a 9-year vet that's played 8 years. He's an 8-year vet. Don't look at it as, oh, he's been out of football for a year. The dude knows how to play football. Don't worry about Odell Beckham Jr. forgetting how to play wide receiver. That's nonsense. That's absolutely ridiculous. So the narrative that he might be rusty, sure, that's fine. An NFL playbook is not something that you can just pick up and be like, oh yeah, no, I got that overnight. It's not. But I'm not trying to simplify an NFL offense. What I'm trying to say is that this is a veteran who knows football, who loves to work for his goals, physically, for the team. And from what I've seen so far during OTAs, minicamp, training camp, I was watching the practice earlier today on my phone, and he looks great. He looks like he's... And they say that he's still ramping up. And if this is him ramping up, then that's great. Because he looks phenomenal right now. So, I don't necessarily ascribe to the idea that his injury is going to slow him down. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be, at least not like the ACL, is not going to be something that's like a season-long worry or concern. I heard the 410 Sports Talks guys talking a little bit about, are you willing to put your heart and your hope on Odell being Odell when he's out there and not being some lame duck? And, they were, or at least Jimmy was, and I am too. I am, because I don't necessarily believe that coming back from an injury makes you more susceptible to getting that same injury, especially when you've had a full year off without contact with anyone, where you've been able to work on yourself and basically just get ready to play football for a championship level team. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on Odell's health, and sort of his, question mark and impact. So, yeah, I do think Odell is going to come out healthy. I do think he's going to be, a humongous asset to this Ravens offense and team. He already is. He already's showing that. So, really excited for what he's going to do. So put me in his camp. All right, that's it for tonight. Go Ravens.